Hello everybody, welcome to the Encounter Video Setup Guide. Today we're going to teach you what you need to do to set up for our Encounter Video team over here at the campus ministry. So first thing you got to do is you got to find this blue extension cord in the bag of gear that I've given you if you are running on your own. Or if you're not, usually be done by either me or sometimes by a person that I'm working with. So like Drew, for example, he might go ahead and run this up to our outlet up here. Actually, I think that's how I'll probably do it. So Drew, if you're watching this, the way you'll do it is you'll bring this up and you'll put to that outlet right there. Now this is also a training guide for new people. If you ever onboard anybody new, I would like you to watch this video to be able to teach you what we do. So you plug this in to the wall, and then you run this down to our table, which we have our table down below here, and you'll both see that in just a second. I'm going to pull this up so you can see. Okay, so I've already pulled out our chairs out of the way. So you would pull those up to the steps, so that way you can work down here. So I run them in between the chairs, so that's what you're going to do. With the blue extension cord, you wear blue, because I have a few others sometimes that I use, but the blue one is the one we are currently using in the year 2018. So I get plugged to your outlet strip, which is going to be below here. It's a black and gray outlet strip with a blue LED light that turns on when you plug it in. Now, the next thing is usually I would have a person that I'm working with come down here and they would help me plug in the camera wire. So this one is the Canon Vixia, which is this camera right here. Now I've already plugged in the HDMI to USB converter. Basically what that does is you put these on the tripods. I usually extend them out about one leg length. So just one of these, and you clip them down. And then it should be level. You can double check your bubble level on top. I don't usually do that, but you can if you need to. And then the power jack though, for the Canon is right on the right hand side. And it does say Canon directly on the wrist strap, so you should know which camera it is. It's the black big camera that I use. Or bigger, anyway, than most of the other stuff I use. Now, the HDMI to USB thing is simple. It plugs into the HDMI port on the camera, which you open up the LCD viewing screen right here, and then you plug it into the HDMI port. So that will allow you to get video out of the Canon Vixia. Now, sometimes setups, and if something isn't working, there's always a different alternative that I can use. So I just plugged in another power brick down there. That one goes to my USB hub, which I'll get out later. Now, the green extension cord is the one that goes over to that camera off to the side, which will be done by a phone, by the way. We'll talk more into that later. Microphone. That's going to go on this tripod over here, which I just started doing this week. It's just a tripod. You extend out one leg length and put it on the second chair down there, you know, like just off to the side there. I don't know how else to explain it. And then there's the audio extension cable, which also plugs in the microphone. Get more into that a little later as well. We got our USB camera. Go into that as well. The USB camera, go into that as well later. Okay, and here is our little USB hub. I hope you guys can see this. I don't know. I don't have any viewing screen to tell me, but that plugs in to that power supply that we saw earlier. It's just it says Anker on it, and it's got multiple USB ports. A-N-K-E-R, Anker. So just want to make sure that I make that clear. And there's a USB on the back of that. There's a blue cable that plugs into that, like a blue ends on it, which means USB 3.0. I don't know if you know that terminology, but if you don't worry about it. Just like a USB cable. It's fairly short. It plugs in the back. There'll only be one that can fit it. So don't force it in there. If it doesn't fit, then try flipping it the other way. And if it doesn't fit, then it just is not the right port. Okay. So that plugs into the USB port on the computer on the left-hand side of the computer. Now we're going to pull out the phones. Like I said, we talk more about this stuff later in the video. This is gear set up and take out, kind of take it out of the box. Yeah, definitely it's in a box. Take it out of the bag and then use it. Headphones. That's for monitoring your audio, which we'll talk about after I get everything all hooked up here. Now these are power banks, but I'm not sure if they're any good. They are originally what I was planning on having Charlie try out when he was downstairs, but I don't know. He didn't come tonight, so it doesn't really matter if they perform or not because we're not using them. But now, USB cameras. This will be the next part we're going to cover here. I'm going to make sure that live looks good because I cannot see it from where I'm at. If I don't trip and fall first. I got these chairs in the wood right in my way. That sounds kind of silly, doesn't it? Okay. There we go. Now you're in a good viewing angle to see everything, I think. So this USB camera right here plugs in to that USB hub that I was showing you earlier. I don't know if you saw, but it's that big hub on the desk. It's a big black piece. That plugs in the first USB port on the hub. And then it goes into this little screw-on piece on the tripod, which you release with two buttons, one on each side of the little tripod. You'll be able to find them. They're not that hard to find. So, anyway, you screw that piece in, and then you push those buttons again and place it back down. Don't need that one. Do, however, need these. Okay. And I've got a headphone adapter. This allows us just to plug in both sets of headphones. If you're running this on a single night, where it's just you, I'll probably give you just one camera, which would be the Canon Vixia, and the headphone set that you would use, not the headphone adapter like I'm using. So, anytime I have extra gear, I kind of account for that, and then I fix that usually when I get back to my house. I take out extra gear that I won't need, and that helps me better prepare for the next time. So that way I have less gear that I have to carry with me that's, nonsensical stuff. Because sometimes you have that. And usually it's by mistake, but, it's just a good thing not to carry a bunch of extra stuff you don't need with you. Okay, so now we're about to move on to the next part of this video here. And that is the other USB camera, first of all. And now I'm just remembering something. Actually, no. Never mind me for now. Put this down here. I think that's how I did it last time. It's hard for me to remember sometimes, so if you ever hear me kind of stutter or forget something, I usually come back to it later. Computer charger is the next thing I'm going to get out, which is in my computer bag over here. Black computer bag, it says HP on it. And that also has my other tripod in it, which we're going to get into. That for the other USB camera in a little bit. We might we might just go without the other USB camera. Yes, we will. Okay, guys, so ignore what I said about 2 USB webcams because we're trying out that other shot on the crowd tonight. So I might just completely eliminate this other USB camera because we probably don't need it. And it'll just be one less piece of gear that we'll have to put out. So more than likely that'll be a get rid of it. But if it doesn't end up being gotten rid of, then you'll know that that's something we still use and we're going to be continuing to use because sometimes I think I'm going to get rid of something and it doesn't go out as well as I thought it was going to. So if it doesn't pan out as well as I think it's going to, then we'll get rid of it. But we'll see. Anyway, the USB, the microphone goes up on the other tripod. And then there's an audio extension wire that I'm running to this. Now, one thing you have to be careful of is usually when I'm traveling, I like to do this thing where I take the mic battery and I flip it the other way so it doesn't, doesn't turn. Okay, so I don't know how far that made it before, but this is what we got. All the USB ports and stuff are in there. And I was telling you, if it stopped recently, the thing you have to do is you have to ask me for the password for the Wi-Fi and the username. And if not, I will explain stuff to you. Okay. And now my wire is stuck. Hello, how you doing? Pretty good.